Zayin. Niddah Daf Zayin. We're holding 6 lines down.
Yes, I know.
You should say a few words about the
That's twice.
Let the Olam situate themselves.
Sit down.
Yeah. All right. Bo Menei Rav Nachman. Vesla is the Raiso the Rabbanon. So we started the discussion yesterday. We had it a couple times in the Masechta. Is a Veses Kavua, a woman who sees 3 times the same time of the month, 3 times in a row, does it create a Deraisa Allah Mashim Sinai, where if she didn't do a B'dika, she's Tameh, and if she didn't do the B'dika, it doesn't matter if you do a B'dika afterwards and you find that everything is clean, she's still Tameh. Why? Because it's Deraisa, and Deraisa tells me that she probably saw Dam, and the fact that you don't see Dam today, it got lost somewhere, but she's Tameh. Oi, the Rabbanon. Or this whole concept is only the Rabbanon concept, and if you forget to do B'dika, it's not the end of the world, she's not Tameh. It doesn't render her Tameh. Omar Lahu, so he said, Rav Nachman says, Mido Omar Huna Chavrin, Rav Huna, our friend, Mishmei the Rav, said in the name of Rav. It's interesting, because later on we're going to have a Machlokes Rav and Shmuel that seems like it's a contradiction to this. Akopanim, Rav Huna says in the name of Rav, Isha sheyesh lo veses, a woman who has a veses kavua, v'gia shas vesto v'loi botka, she didn't check our question, ulabasoif rasa, and then she did see. She checked later on, I don't know how long afterwards, but later on she checked. Chosheshes levisto v'chosheshes l'riyasa. You do the greater of the two. So you have a veses. A veses is every month. Every single month she sees on the second day of the month. I just put Monday to me, but let's say the second day of the month. This is where her veses is. When did she do a b'dika? Let's say over here. Let's just say, for argument's sake, she did a b'dika on Wednesday. Now we always learned that when there's a re'iyah, you go back 24 hours, meiz leis. So if there's a re'iyah, typical re'iyah, you go over here. What's the worst case scenario? You go back to the veses. You want to give her the worst of both worlds. So the worst of the re'iyah is 24 hours, and the worst of veses is whenever the veses begins. So let's say she saw the re'iyah over here. So typically she would only go back 24 hours to Tuesday. But because she sees every single month on Monday or the second day of the month, so she goes back even further. She goes back 48 hours to over here. Now veses, when her veses is, you don't go backwards. It always starts from the veses. So this is the end, right over here. Now, if she saw a re'iyah, let's say she typically sees on the second day of the month at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, and she forgot to check at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, but she checked at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, so now she goes back 24 hours to Sunday. So she gets the worst of both worlds. She'll get either the re'iyah, which is longer than the veses, or she'll get the veses, which is longer than the re'iyah. Okay? Very simple. Chosheshes levesta v'chosheshes l'riyasa, whichever one is further away, that's the one she has to rely on. Alma vesta is deraisa. You see from here, l'chayra, says the Gemara, the fact that you go back all the way there, from Wednesday all the way to Monday, you see that the veses is a concept, the deraisa concept. Ikad Amri, and this would make more sense. Like, what's the hava meaning of it? Taima derasa. What happened over here? She didn't check, but later on she decided to check. So that's why you go backwards, because she decided to check. We're talking about a special case where this woman checked later on, and then she saw Dam. Do you go back 24 hours? Do you go back 3 days? Whatever you go back, but it's because she checked. It's mashma. If you just read a simple lashon, it's mashma that if she didn't check, you don't go backwards. What does that tell me? Alma veses is the Rabbanan. If a veses is the Raisa, regardless whether she checks or not, she's Tameh. Itmar. Isha sheyesh lo veses v'gia Shabbos. Don't worry, soon we're going to get to Haggadah. And the Haggadah is going to go into Shabbos. A woman who has a veses kavua, v'gish has vesta v'loy batka, ulevasoi batka, Omar Rav. So here comes Rav. A second ago we were talking about Rav Huna in the name of Rav. Now we're talking about Rav himself. What does Rav say? Batka umatza tmeya. If she checks and she found dam, then she's tamei. What does this sound like? If we stop right here, what does this sound like? The Rabbanan D'Oraisa. Let's continue. Tahira. What does this sound like? If she saw that there's no dam, then she's tar. What does that tell me? The Rabbanan. Because if it was D'Oraisa, even if she saw zero dam, the Raisa tells me she's tamei regardless. Ushmuel Amar afilu batku matzah tahira nami tmeya. What is this? The Raisa. Even if she didn't see any dam, she's tamei the Raisa. Mipnei. It's very interesting. In my Gemara with the Nekudas it says mipnei sho'ireach bizmani ba. And I was thinking to myself, wait a minute. I have guests that come all the time at the weirdest times. You know, you invite a guest for Shabbos. Shabbos is 6 o'clock. 12 o'clock, knock on the door, Shalom Aleichem, with all the suitcases into the sponge, into the thing. They sit down on the couch. What? I hope I came at the right. Yeah, of course. No, 12 o'clock is normal. Sure, don't worry about it. But by me it says Shoireach Bizmanei Ba. And I knew right away it's a mistake.
I'm not worried they're going to watch this. There's no way in the world that those guys are going to watch
Those guys. Yeah. Anyway, I once had a guest. He comes hours early, but with his laundry. Yeshiva guy. Like, so could you do my laundry for me? He tells me. Yeah. Okay, fine. Those are the guys.
He's watching.
He'd rather not. Lema. Lema v'vestois komifligi. So no. Anyways, what does it really say here? Sho'oirach bizmani ba. I don't care how you read it. The point is, what? Yeah, you could read it. That's why my Gemara is Medoy. Fine. I was trying to do like Mesifta, a couple mistakes versus my. Okay, fine. No mistake. Read it any way you want. The point is that the Veses is going to come. It came when it's supposed to come, and therefore, says Shmuel, she's Tomei. L'chayra, as we read it, Leimu bevesto is komivligi. The Marasav of the Rais or Marasav of the Rabbanan. It seems mamish from the Lashon that there's a machlokes whether Veses is the Rais or the Rabbanan. That's why Shmuel says, regardless if you see dam, she's Tomei. Rav says it depends if you see dam or not. So that would be the Rabbanan. Omar Rebbe Zero, no, the Kulei Alma Veses the Raiso. Kan over here where Rav says it's tar Shebotka Atzmo Kishir Veses. She checked herself. What's Kishir Veses Rabbi say? That immediate shear that is not even a millisecond between. Now, by the way, when we're talking about Kishir Veses, so up until now we're talking about Tashmish. So it would mean the first possible second that she has to do Bdika after Tashmish. That's me. But over here we're not talking about Tashmish. So Rashi points out, over here we're talking about a Veses. Just a lady seeing dam, nothing to do with Tashmish. Says Rashi, Kishabotka Bashir Veses Shovista. Immediately after her shir, whenever her Veses is over, a second later she checked.
No.
And she didn't see dam.
She's supposed to get it. Why after it? She's supposed to get it.
She's supposed to get it in that area, whatever it is. I don't know how long that lasts for. And right afterwards she checked and there was nothing there. So Memela says Rav, she's tar. Because she checked when she typically gets it and she didn't get it. I'm choishish. Even though I don't see it, maybe it's there and you lost it. The Raisa tells me, Shmuel's the Raisa, I don't care what you see. It's the Raisa. You don't find it, that's your problem. It got lost somewhere.
Maybe he's talking about like a no chocolate
Hmm.
She keeps it in so that when the time arrives, it's there.
Shkoyach, thanks. Okay. Right. I think you're right.
So she can check it the second.
What happens if she's pregnant?
Rabbi Shomburg saying that we're talking about a moich tachok. So it was inside, and then later on, it was there for a while, and then she took it out, and Memela, she saw there's no dam. Fine. Kan shaloi botko atzmo kishir veses. And over here, she did not check herself right away, and Memela, she's tamei. Now, they point out on the side in my Goyz V'Tziyunim, it says that Rashi brings here Vikid Amri, and it's not Rashi, it's actually the Gemara he brings on the side. So if you want to look real quickly on this, in the last line of Rashi, last two lines, Rashi Dibur Maskal V'Kanchale Botka Atzma. Just because if this is part of the Gemara, it's kedai to read it. Vikid Amri, you need to read this. Otherwise you're not yet to the Gemara. Vikid Amri, the Mar Omar Choda Umar Omar Choda V'Loi Pligi. Rashi.
Go.
No, you are making to say every word, and otherwise you don't have a siyum shas. Here, Rashi Dibur Maskal V'Kanchale Botka
My
Atzma.
whole life on this thing over
You announced mine, I announced yours. You told everybody about my shver, how wealthy and chula, whatever. It works both ways. This is Torah. I'm talking about Torah.
Forbes. Everyone knows this stuff.
He's just getting started.
Anyway,
Okay.
Father, I just want to say about your. No.
Not in this side, in this side.
I'm looking over here.
Vikid Amri, Rashi Dibur Maskil V'Kanchale Botka Atzma. So Rashi says at the end, Vikid Amri, this is the lashon of the Gemara. The Maro Mar Choda, there's no machlokes between Rav and Shmuel according to this. It's very interesting Rashi. It's a very interesting girsa in the Gemara. The Maro Mar Choda, Umaro Mar Choda V'Loi Pligi. There's no machlokes between Rav and Shmuel. They're both talking about different things. They both agree. If it happens immediately, if there's a bdika right afterwards, Shmuel, like no one was asking, Shmuel will admit that she's tar. And when the bdika was a little bit afterwards, she had there's ability for dam to be there, then they all agree that she's tamei.
She gets off the bed and she checks it in this tummy.
Rav Nachman bar Yitzchak Omar, "V'vesto is gufay komiflegi." No. In fact, the machlokes is whether or not vesses is the reis or the rabbanon. The marsova vesses is the reis or umar sobar vesses is the rabbanon. Yes, exactly like we read the sugi to begin with. Rav holds the vesses is the rabbanon, Shmuel holds the vesses is the reis. Omar Rav Sheishes ketanoi. This is actually machlokes tanoim. So machlokes amaroim, machlokes tanoim. Reb Lezer oimer tmeyo nida, Reb Shmuel oimer tivdoik. This woman who has the vesses kavua, she could check herself later on, and depending on what she finds later on, will determine if she's tamei or tahar. That's the rabbanon. Or you could say no, she's automatically tamei nida because it's the eraisa. B'ani tanoi, k'hani tanoi, the side Reb Meir oimer tmeyo nida, v'chacham oimrim tivdoik. Omar Abaya, afanan nami tanino. Another similar achlok is the snan Reb Meir oimer. Im hoyse b'machbein, we had this. If a woman is in hiding from the bad guys, the time of the month came and she didn't do a check because who has time to check when you're hiding? Tahira, right? You say there's the concept called fear causes the blood to disappear. So, but I could be medayik. Time of the if you take a regular woman without fear, without running away from the goyim, should be tame. Why? Amaveses deraisa. This is very interesting. You have a woman that has a wound. Where's the wound? Internally. In other words, in order for the dam of the wound, internal wound, past the womb, in order for it to come out, it has to go past the womb and out. That's how deep. The wound is inside her stomach, says Rashi. B'me'eha. Okay. So now she has a reason to believe that the dam came from an internal wound. She was in a car accident and she's bleeding. Afidu b'soichim mei nidasa tahira. Now this, when I read this, I didn't understand what's going on here. You have a woman who's a niddah, but she's also in a car accident. So the dam that comes out, I'm going to say, oh, it's from the car accident. Why won't I say that it's from niddah? She's a niddah. So for that, Taisus says that you must say, Dafka b'margesha shebot dam zemin amako. Okay, a specific case where she could physically feel it coming from the wound of the accident and not from a nidus. Okay, now it makes more sense.
How on earth can you feel that? You can't.
She could feel, why not?
And then internal wounds inside.
Maybe it means because typically nida she feels the nidas because every nida has to have a gosha, and all of a sudden now it wasn't. I don't know. It's a different sensation. It comes out a different way than a she could feel what a nida is.
They talk in the Gemara a lot about the woman feeling.
Right.
It was a whole different ballgame of feelings.
Everything is a different ballgame, by the way. Everything.
Agoshes, whole different thing.
I mean, you guys learned, I wasn't here, but you guys learned that a woman that doesn't have a
That
veses,
wasn't real learning.
right?
Go on, nothing going.
A woman that doesn't have a veses, she doesn't have veses kavua. She doesn't see every month at the same time. What do you do with her? Divorce her. Get rid of her. She's worthless. She can't have children. She goes out without ksuba, without food. What's pshat? Because in those days, they were all on a veses kavua. It was different women that we're talking about. The bodies work differently. I'll go upon him.
I thought you were going to say in those days it was different because if a woman couldn't have children, they would just throw her out the window.
Yeah.
Unlike that's where I thought you were going.
Some cultures it's also today.
Some cultures, I mean,
but not. I'm saying today it's not.
It's
like
very
any
difficult.
rule that used to be. We don't go with that anymore.
that's for different reasons. Trust me, these guys want to throw out the women. Not one, but whatever. It's very difficult.
It's not Oiskalten anymore. They don't do it.
If she didn't disclose that
I don't know if that's true. I don't know. Where do you get this from? Really?
Yeah, of course.
I know people that got divorced.
It's
because
not.
of
It
it.
used to be a halachic thing.
A man is
After
a man
10
could,
years,
but a person could
today,
have.
a lot of people
A woman could
stick
also
together.
want to have children, and they
They
stick together for
can.
whatever reason.
They can if they want.
No, because medical reasons, maybe because we're different
Yes, so much
medically.
bigger chance.
Okay, fine.
Okay, weiter.
Afilu b'tochim made nidasa tahira divrei Reb Shimon Gamliel. Rabbi Omer,
All women.
im yesh lo veses chesheshes levista. If she has a veses kavua, then no, it's not good enough to say she was in an accident. Look, every month she sees on the same day, and she happened to have an accident. So we have to say no. The dam that she sees there, at least some of it, is dam nida, is from the veses. Maybe say that is the machloikas, whether it's the rice or not, and that's why it's choishish that her accident is actually dam nida. Or even Eloi, the kulei alma versus the rabbanon. There's a question of whether the womb itself can create tumah, avat tumah. I have dam that has nothing to do with nida. Dam that comes from a natural wound, it comes from her lung. But it somehow passes through the womb. If it touches the womb, just by touching the womb, it creates a tumah to that blood. That dam becomes lung blood, becomes tamei avatuma, to make anybody that touches that dam tamei for 24 hours. Derech Hagav, just as a correction from yesterday, because you asked a very simple question. We're talking about a tumah me'is la'es over there. Tumah me'is la'es always goes back 24 hours. It renders everything she touches, taharis also 24 hours tummy. So if a man touches a niddah, a me'is la'es niddah, is only 24-hour tumah. He wasn't boil her for 7 days of tumah. Touching her is 24-hour tumah. Anyway. No, you have a woman who's tar.
Do you bring a carbon for that?
No. Vidam tummy. Now they point out this isha is tar until the dam comes out, because why is the man any worse than she is? If the man touches or somebody touches this dam, he becomes tummy for 24 hours, or ad erev, till the erev. So she also will become tummy ad erev. She herself is tar until she touches this dam. Because it touched the womb, and the womb creates a tumah according to this, and it's metama a person or a thing until the nighttime. And Rebbe says no. If you think that this dam is coming because she has a veses kavua, isha nami tmeya, then this woman is tamei anyways. I don't hold that the mekar shkoyach. I don't hold them. Bruria? Victoria. What's the Hebrew name?
Victoria.
Shkoyach. Wow. People from outside of the shir are already donating to us. Unbelievable. No, you have to be in Starif. That's it. Victoria Bas Yaakov. Sanachamol. He holds that there's no such concept as the womb creating tumah. So in Mela, it would be 100% tar, this dam, unless it's dam veses, which would create a real tumah.
The uterus is not tummy.
The uterus itself doesn't create tumah. Right. Zok the Mishnah. Now, by the way, Stamazai, we had a tremendous simcha in the shir. Our step in Magid Shir had a beautiful, our next in command, Magid Shir, had a beautiful simcha last night. The engagement of Aaron Yehuda to, I don't know her name, Deutsch, Rina Deutsch. Beautiful shidduch, beautiful simcha. We're looking forward to more simchas. Chasana, Sheva Brachas. Mendy is doing Sheva Brachas the first night, Avi the second night, Chaim Korba the third night.
All being set up. Plus the guy over there, all set up.
Wedding
All right.
by Eli.
He'll be sending WhatsApps to remind you of all the days of the Simchas. If you don't come,
I'm into that.
Oh, first Simcha in our new base measures. Very nice. In case anybody's wondering, the outside stone started yesterday, and the inside interior is beginning on Monday, Be'ezer Hashem. And thank you very, very much to Gershon Ben Moshe. He has a job, a real full-time job, and he's spending hours every day on the project, meeting contracts. I don't know what he's doing, like without telling me. Like, oh, I just met this guy, that guy, and they're having this.
check your bank account.
No, I don't think he paid anybody yet. If anything, yeah, whatever. Shut. But there will be Be'ezer Hashem the best air conditioning on the market. Mitsubishi. Everybody knows Mitsubishi is the number one, and that's what's going in there. Be'ezer Hashem. He's mamish on top of it. A one system Mitsubishi with 2 pitzulim, quiet but a steady, constant 71 degrees. Doesn't vary even a millimeter off to 71. Kids, don't ask. Even the gallery, but kids are shine. Anyway, we'll discuss a different time. Zok the Mishnah. So Mazel Tov Noah. Bishama Yomrim. No, it really looks. The mishpach looks geschmack. The guy geschmack is very gag going. And my wife told me she's also very geschmack. So.
Can't say anything. He's
Oh really? At least we got another viewer from the whole deal. All right, Bishama Yomrim. Rabbi say here goes. Mamish geschmack sugis. So we're talking about, again, going back to a woman who deals with taharis. We're not talking about a regular woman. A woman who deals with taharis. Tzricha shnei idim. Idim is a lashon of a cloth. She needs one before tashmish. I'll call tashmish with tashmish. One before, one after. On each and every one. We're dealing with a woman. This mission is dealing with a woman who has more than one tashmish in the night. 2. So in each one she needs 2 idim. I told you that's why I got rid of Avi. He's already starting. Yaakov and Avi are going to... You're behaving very nicely. Baruch Hashem. Keep it up. Yeah. Now this is very problematic. Everybody remembers the first halacha that jolted any chassan in chassan class is this halacha. Asur l'shamish lo there. What's going on? And now today's sugya, that's the whole focus on today's sugya. And we're going to see that it's a lot different than what we thought. There's actually beautiful reasons behind it. And the Gemara actually says it's an Isser. But over here the Mishnah says she has 2 options. Either she could use 2 cloths, one before, one after. It's not clear what the cloth before does. But the cloth after at least tells us that the following day she could check the cloth after when there's light, because right now there's no light. And she'll see whether or not she was tameh at a certain point and the taharis going backwards are no good. It'll give us some sort of clarity. First cloth? According to Rashi, she has to check. Yeah, then. She checks then. I'm saying, why not just use the final cloth? What do you gain? It's not so clear. I'll go upon him. Or...
According to Rashi, it's
yeah.
at night, and you can't check it at night.
Mm-hmm.
You check those cloths the next morning.
No. So what's the difference? How many cloths do you check? Check one cloth, do a bdika afterwards. If it's clean, if it's not.
No, but he hasn't got any light at night. So
I understand, but why? So do 3 cloths. Why 2 cloths? What do you gain by that extra cloth? What do you gain by that extra bdika?
When you saw that Shmuel said you could miss it, and the Shas Best is based on certain. You saw earlier that Rav said that you.
Oh, you might miss it. You might not miss it. So why before? What do you gain by before? It's not so clear. Anyway, I'll go upon him.
What do you before the first one?
Yeah, the first one. What do you need a first cloth for? Do a bdika afterwards. If she's clean, and all the tires are good. If she's not, she's not. Fine. It's a little bit more bdika, a little bit more chashash. No, we're not even talking about him. We're talking about her. But okay, we're talking about taharis here. We're talking about a woman that's also in taharis. Fine. I'll go upon him. Oi, she has another option. Rabbi side to shamish lo ner. She could the whole tashmish could be lo ner, and memela she could check the bdika cloth and see whether there's dam or not. Okay, and therefore, then what? Since she sees right away immediately that it's clean, now she can reuse that same bdika cloth. And it doesn't matter how many times this tashmish, she can use the same bdika cloth over and over because she just saw that's a clean cloth. So So Beisil come along, according to Rashi, you do one B'dika before Tashmish A, and you do a second B'dika after the final Tashmish, and then you check it the next day. That's all you have to do. You don't have to do B'dikas in between. Torah Abanon, Ava B'Shomrim Daf Tezayin on Beis.
I don't understand the Mishnah. Based on Beis Edom. Beis Edom already means you need 2 Edom, right?
Yeah, for each and every act. Right.
Which also means.
I explained. 2 Edim total for the whole night, or 2 Edim per act. It's very different. We're talking about a woman that had 2 tashmish. How many Edim does she need total? 4. Or 2 if it's lower and there.
Why 2? 1.
Okay, I hear. The same one from before, the same one after. Okay, does anybody say that?
No.
It's
Norm always use 2 different ones. What do you mean?
No, Tznu is add a third one that, they use one that's not used. But over here we're talking about she is using one that's used. So Mela, could be, maybe,
Use a fresh one.
I don't think you're right though. I don't know why. I think it's 2. Maybe like no, I'm saying there's an Indian to use at least for that act, one before that's clean, one that's not. We had Tznuos, we had the mission of Tznuos use a fresh 8 every time. Yeah. No, could be this because it's from the first Tashmish. We're reusing from the. You're saying that's even on the first Tashmish. Rashi, I think, is talking about Tashmish 2 is because using the 8 that she was kincha on the first Tashmish. It's not a good thing to do it, and as the Gemara is going to explain, we'll see later on, and it's an amazing concept. To respect your wife, because Shema Yimtzeba Dav Meguna, if a person is Laura Ner, he could see something that he doesn't like, despises, and then he'll come to hate her. It's an unbelievable concept. Prevent yourself from getting into a situation where you might dislike your wife. So that's what we had in the Mishnah. Tanya. So B'Shama have a good taina to B'Silel. According to you, we know that Niddah is even with the smallest amount of dam, even the size of a mustard seed. So Memela, if there's dam that came out during the first tashmish, we see there is some sort of concept, by the way, you see from all these mishnayos, that tashmish does cause sometimes some dam. There's a concern. So Mela, maybe a tiny drop of dam came out in the first biyah. And then comes the zera and covers it up. You can't tell she's going to do b'dika. You need to see red, and there's no red. That's an unbelievable taina. But what about you? What about the first biyah? Why are you coming on that this zera from the second biyah is going to cover it? Zera from the first biyah will also cover it. Now look at these words. So again, I think the Mesifta made a mistake here. Second time that I've seen this in a day, so I'm not happy with the Mesifta. Ad shaharoik, the Mesifta says, means zera, and Rashi says mefurish. Ad shaharoik means dam. Ad shaharoik b'soich hapeh shemani moik v'ayilch. I don't know where he got that from. Akopanim. That's what the Mesifta says. Amr lahem.
Zera, not blood.
Ad shaharoik means the dam. Ad shaharoik b'soich hapeh, when the roik is still inside, shemani moik v'ayilch maybe became covered by the zera. Amr lahem. What? Yours is not a Mesifta, right? Your Mesifta says, and Mefurish Rashi. Derech Agav, by the way, Menachem, just yesterday when I brought up that Lemafreya means going back until Rashi Mefur says it on this daf, on the daf that we learned yesterday. Look, on the first Rashi, the Rashi right before the Mishnah, on daf Tezvav Amdav, it says, Umiyom Shel Vashtoi Hi B'Safek Zeh. From the day she starts. What?
It's Chavrusa. Broke down to Chapeh, also Makum.
Dam, yeah, he says it also. Right, we know it's dam. Rashi says dam.
Saying you said it's not.
No, I said the Mesifta says.
We're good.
Mesifta says zera.
But it says it in parentheses to be
Says it in brackets.
Really? Maybe they think Rashi made a mistake. They're like, okay. Yesh ligras. Fine. Anyways, Tanya Rabbi Yeshua, Royan is the Rabbi Shammai. I like Bishamai. This is amazing Gemara. Check this out. Where? I didn't check. Ah, I did skip.
Yeah, maybe your Gemara doesn't have it.
But I can't insult him. Omer lehem, lefi she'eni doy v'nimuk v'machaz l'nimu shtei pamim. Ay. Okay, so they said, listen, there's a big difference between two tashmish and one tashmish. There's more zera on the second tashmish, and therefore it'll be more diluted, and you won't be able to see it. Tanya Omar Rabbi Yeshua, Royani is Divri Bishamai. Bishamai makes more sense to me. Omar le Talmidov, that what? What did Bishamai say? Bishamai say you have to do a bdika with new cloths every single tashmish. Listen to this, Rabbi say. Omar le Talmidov, Rabbi, Kama Rachtolenu, you made it so difficult for us. What is a mashma if you medai good at here? That was very normal for them to have a few tashmish. Otherwise, like if a guy is once in 10 years has two tashmish, he's going to yell at his Rebbe. He says, Rebbe, you made it mamish difficult for us. What's going on? You have such chumras. It's crazy. It's much better if you'd say do one bdika in the beginning of the night, one at the end of the night. Why do a bdika every single time? That's why I think that people were different then. Mutav sha'arach aleichem boilam hazeh k'dei she'yirchu ilafi. I'm gonna. Mutav sha'arach aleichem boilam hazeh k'dei. You have to make it geschmack the sugya.
That's with a filter.
No. Daf Yomi based on it. Then the share you said Eli should have brought some charts. No charts, but.
Better have in this world rather than
Tell me.
this world.
Super Jew.
Better to do b'dikas and mimachmer on yourselves today, that you shouldn't come to any isurim. Lo'elam haba. Omer b'zeiro medivrei kulam nilmad. Even Beis Hillel, Rabbi say that you have to do a b'dika. Nilmad bal nefesh lo yiva v'yishna. Seems like a person should not do more than one biyah, unless he could do. Why? Because we have a problem. What's going on here? You do a b'dika, right? Exactly. We're doing a b'dika, and we're deferring the b'dika, the actual b'dika, to the next day when there's light. No, so that's a b'di'evid. L'chatchila, you should really check it immediately if you can. So memela bal nefesh should be machmer, and he shouldn't do it twice. Rav Amar boil v'shoyna, it's not a problem. Kitan yahi l'taharis tanya. L'taharos. Over there is only for taharos. Tayinami hachi. Now, Tosfos points out beautifully that memela, since this whole isser is only for taharos and not for a husband, so it'd be also for a woman to be baidik herself for her husband, as we learned earlier, liber noikvai. You don't want to make your husband nervous by doing bdikas and pretending or not pretending or creating isurim and chumras. He's going to be pirish. He's going to be worried. Maybe what if she sees dam? I'm going to be chayav achatas, and it's only for taharis. So maybe it's also for her to be baidik, says Tosfos.
Well, what's the problem with him being pirish? Because he's already been kind of very with the first beer. What's he voicing for the second beer?
They want to have the first beer.
We'll see. First, there's a whole sugya of boil v'shoyna. That's better. It create. You have kids like that. It's better to have children. Chances for pregnancy. We'll see. Not today. Tayna ba'achi. B'medvar ma'amurim l'taharos. Ava lebalo muteres. Or b'medvar ma'amurim. And this is, we had yesterday tremendous machlokes between Rabbi Melinowitz and Rabbi Yochanan. So here comes the teretz. She'nicha b'cheskas taharo. Ava l'nicha b'cheskas tuma. Here's the halacha, Rabbi Say. This is what Nachman was meant yesterday. When a husband knows for a fact that his wife is a niddah and she goes to the mikvah, so when she comes back, there's a chiyuv to hear from her mouth, Tahirani. Went to the mikvah. That's this halacha. Yesterday we were discussing something else completely. A person went on a trip, he has no idea. She has a vesses kavua, doesn't have a vesses kavua. A woman is b'cheskes tahara. Over here, no. Going back to that, she's only b'cheskes tahara when there's no knowledge of any tumah. But if he knows for a fact that she's tamei, Achetoimeloi Tahirani, says the Gemara. Mamish Mefur, she has to say Tahirani. Omer Rebbe Abba, Omer Rebbe Chia Bar Ashi, Omer Rav. Batka be'eid v'avad. What happens if she did a bdika, but she didn't have a chance to look at it and it got lost? Asur l'shamesh acha tivdoik. She must check again and it's asur. Maskiv Rebbe Ila. So Rebbe Ila asking Bam Kasha. Everybody agrees that when do you do the bdika? You do a bdika and then you check it the next day. Ilu isa lo mishamsha. Bavagav de lo yada. If you have a bdika cloth, it's just sitting on the side waiting for the daytime, she could continue to be mishamish. But you didn't do a bdika, so what's the difference now? She doesn't know what's on the bdika cloth. Maybe there's dam, maybe there's no dam, but she's mutter. So whatever your chazak is, let it continue now. What's the difference if it got lost, or if you put it on the side? We're trying to accomplish something here. We're not so much looking to see if the husband is chayav achatas or not. We're looking to see if the taharis are tummy or not. So tomorrow we'll check the b'dika cloth and we'll see that the taharis are tummy or tar. But at least we get to check it tomorrow and we know what's going on. It gives us clarity. We get to understand what's going on here. But if the cloth got lost completely, you'll never know what happened. You'll never know if the taharis are good or not. So maybe there's a big nafkamina. Because at least you know whether or not to go back and be metam all the tires that she touched. Yes, you're right, you're deferring it for 5 hours until daylight, but you're going to get to know. Eventually you're going to get, you don't need to know the second. Chacham were makbid on you to know right now. At least you'll know. One day you'll know. 1 hour you'll know. But if you'll never know, the big cloth got lost completely, it's exer de rabbanon. We're talking about the rabbanons. They said, don't be mishamish. Do another bdika, otherwise you can't be mishamish. Says Rabbi Yochanan, I'll tell you why it's asur. Mikra, where do I see in the pasuk? Shenemar, Yoivad Yoim, Ivaleboy. The day I was born should be lost. V'halayla Omar Hoyre Gover. When the Laila says, get pregnant. So b'kitzur, you get pregnant at night. That's the time that you're supposed to get pregnant. Laila nitan lehiroyoin v'yoim le nitan lehiroyin. Rish Lakish Omar Ma'ach, I have another pasuk. It's interesting that the Gemara goes into why didn't Rabbi Yochanan use Rish Lakish about it? Why didn't Rish Lakish use Rabbi Yochanan? These are important psukim. Rish Lakish Omar Ma'ach, boize drochav yomus. Drochav is a lashon of tashmish. If a person is mevaze, there's a busha, as we explained. You could be mevayish your mate, then you're not allowed to do it. You have to do it in a way that your wife doesn't have a busha. And by light, there could be a busha. What does he do with this passage that says that you're supposed to get pregnant at night? The name of the malach is called Laila. And the pasuk is saying, it's unbelievable. This malach comes with the zera, and he comes in front of HaKadosh Baruch Hu and he says, What should we do with this? Gibor chalash is going to be strong or weak. Chachamei tipesh, asherayani. V'lerashay tzadik lekamar. There's one thing that he doesn't talk about, and that's not in HaKadosh Baruch Hu's hands, so to speak. The Rebbe Chanina hakol b'dei shamayim chutz miyirah shamayim. Shenemar v'ato Yisrael mar Hashem the famous pasuk. What does Hashem want from you? Nothing. Zero. All Hashem wants from you is to have your Shemayim and keep the whole Torah in 613 and lahavo Yisrael liyiro. You say nothing. What's the big deal? But Lamaisa, it says in the pasuk, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is only asking for one thing: Yir Shemayim. To be smart, He's not asking you to be smart because that He gives you, and to be wealthy, He's not telling you because that He gives you. The only thing He's asking for you is Yir Shemayim. Yeah, because this is unbelievable. I don't know who says this, the Vilna Gaon, that the neshama comes to HaKadosh Baruch Hu and says, listen, I messed up in my previous life. I was wealthy. I acted with haughtiness. I didn't give tzedakah. Please make me poor, or please make me crippled because I did it. I was over in Arayas and all these things. I was a good-looking guy. Make me crippled. He comes down to this world. He's crippled. And he says, Rebbeinu Shalom, what did you do to me? Why am I crippled? Everybody else is walking around. You asked for it. Why am I poor? You're poor because you asked for it. Akaponim, that's the contact HaKadosh Baruch Hu decides, yes, you should be rich. Yes, you this. For whatever reason it is.
Where is this? Ra?
Yeah.
Where is this?
I think it's the Gra. It says everybody.
Quotes the Gra.
All the good stuff. All the good stuff. Noam will tell you what it is. This is famous stuff. This is not today. If you want to tell me that the Laila is the Malach that's in charge, then it should say the pasuk is actually telling us two things. The pasuk is also saying my Hayra Gavar Laila nitin le'royon v'yoyim nitin le'royon. From the way the pasuk is written, we could also learn that the nighttime not only is I agree to Rish Lakish. The name of the Malach that's in charge of bringing the Tipot HaKadosh Baruch Hu is called Laila. But also you should know that Harayan comes at night. What does he do with the pasuk? What's the name of the pasuk over there? Boizes Rach of Yamus. You shouldn't be mivayish your wife. My Dorish Ben like this Hanya B'Sefer Ben Sira. Shloisha Sanesi. I hate three people. Varba, and the fourth person Lo Yafti. I don't hate him, but I don't love him. Sar Hanirgo Beveis HaMishtois. A sar, chashav person, Talmud Chacham, who is frequent in the bars or something like that. V'amilo sar hanirgon, a person that talks too much. V'amilo sar hanirgon, parentheses, I don't know if that's there. Somebody gets upset. V'amoishiv sheves b'meromi kores. He makes a yeshiva with a beautiful, like last night, the guy, the house over there was beautiful views. You don't put a yeshiva with beautiful views. Why? First of all, you look like a Balgaiva. You look like Gaiva, Hori. You're learning Torah with Hori. Second of all, it's very distracting. You look down, you see all these people moving around, this and that. It's not good. V'oiches ba'am mashtin, a person that relieves himself while holding on. This is chash zel levatala. V'anichnas lebeis chaver pisoim. So somebody just walks into his friend's house. It's not tznius. Omer bechanon va'afilu lebeisoi. You walk into your own house. Have a wonderful Shabbos. Matzah Shabbos, Be'ez Hashem. Last week, Baruch Hashem, tremendous turnout. 6:30 gives you enough time to do Havdalah and everything else. Come learn the daf, and then hey.